To everybody, peace and love. King Dene here. I want to thank everybody who's been donating for the past month or so, and also who been getting up with me, giving me thumbs up, telling me I've been doing a good job, and also the people that have been signing up for the psychic workshops, and also the people that have been working with me, getting up with me on the consultations, man. How everybody been doing? Want everything to load up right here. I don't have my watch on to keep time, but I'm gonna try to keep time. How everybody been doing? One of the reasons and one of the things that I come and give you this research and this science is so that one person can get the information, that one person can be comfortable. And I'm going to be leaving out off of camera, gathering notes as well, and also doing activations, acclamations. Um, I hope, forget hope, but what's up with everybody that's been tapping into these portals, man? What's up with that? What's up with everybody that been jumping through these portals? All ancestors known and unknown, Ashe. Ashe. All gods and goddesses known and unknown, Ashe. All family members known and unknown, Ashe. NPCs versus humans. Once again, I want to thank everybody for allowing this documentation to be picking up on your algorithm, and for everybody that's been supporting as well. Hope you've been paying attention to what is going on in the world or in your matrix. In this time and space, man, it's very important that we know our science. You hear me? Know our science. Don't allow nobody to give us our science. The psyche workshops is what I assist, and as well as the consultation is big and important to contact me on dealing with these psyche workshops. Go and do the work on what I already laid down so you can feel comfortable and bring your 2 cents in to the table to be able to see and recognize what is going on and what I'm laying down. I'm going to lay down books that you can reach, like Michael Pace book, NLP, get the likes up as well, subscribe as well. Neurolinguistic programming, NLP's dark psychology books. Michael Pace Dark Psychology 101 is one of the books right now. And then you have, get the likes up, everybody. Then you have right now, everybody, as well as the conscious community, tripping off of this Diddy documentary. I want everybody to pay attention to what I already laid down on the neuro-linguistic programming and the psyche workshops that I've been doing, consultations as well. So your ass do not be open to getting taken over. You get what I'm saying? To being your psyche being controlled by something, your energy being taken over. I laid down an archon energy, and also in this, I'll be laying all reference work so you can find documentation all the way down the books to see that this is not no bullshit on your psyche, controlling your psyche. You have to know about your psyche before you know anything about Kundalini, third eye, or anything. and this can be laid into my own beliefs or whatever the case may be. Your whole world that you living in, the world as you know it as, deals with dark psychology or neuro uh, linguistic programming. So let's see. Okay, I got my notes in order. We're gonna go into this lecture, man. We're gonna get ready to go into this lecture. We're gonna get ready to go into this lecture. Can you dig it? And okay, I'm gonna be back and I'm gonna get these notes ready. We're gonna see who's the NPCs. You should be able to see easily in your matrix on who's choosing the sides, even into this world. So, in your work, in your studies, in your consciousness, you doing the work and you going on the right path, whatever you believe. You doing the work, you did the work. You should have went through your own gateways, your own portals to be able to see the illusion and the matrix. Is you always have to have another polarity. So everything can't always be peachy creamy. You get what I'm saying? Like I said before, get those likes up, and I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Lecture about to start, y'all. All right, y'all ready? Let's get into this, man. How y'all been doing? All ancestors known and unknown, I say once again. I want to give a shout out to C. Freeman L. So I'm burning this tobacco, the American Spirit cigarettes, or you can get whatever the hell you want. He didn't even smoke these, but I'm smoking these because I don't smoke whatever they are, whatever tobacco, whatever the case may be. So everything that I'm doing is in ritual form. C. Freeman L. Ashe. C. Freeman L. Ashe. Gods and goddesses known and unknown, Ashe. Family members known and unknown, Ashe. Like I said before, I want you to link, uh, get the PDF of the Michael Pace books, Dark Psychology. Michael Pace books, The Dark Psychology. Dark Psychology 101. Now we're gonna go on into this. I want everybody to understand that everybody is prone and open if you don't control your psyche. If you don't control your psyche, then you should not be dabbling in shit that you would say spiritual. You get what I'm saying? If you don't control the psyche, you shouldn't dabble into anything that what you say is spiritual. Get a chart of your alpha, data, gamma waves, your psyche wave chart, and get a chart of your chakra chart. These go hand in hand. Subliminal programming go hand in hand with this. Neuro linguistic programming also go hand in hand with this. Any talk about dimensions go hand in hand with this. Any talk about any conscious state go hands in hand with this. When I was younger and coming up, growing up, we used to have these pamphlets that get delivered to your home, and they'll be like survey pamphlets. So if you was white or black, Hispanic, no matter the case, let alone how many people living in the house, it was a pamphlet. If they went to school, it was a pamphlet for each household to fill out. So with me even just speaking on this, I'm giving this as reference and documentation to that ever since you was born, you were getting recorded, and I'm just bringing this to a comfortable state of understanding to where we all can agree on of to what is taking place and what has been taking place. And my apologies, the people that's on Zoom, keep up with me, and you see the slides, and I will get the slides on the live right now. Bear with me on the YouTube live and all the social media live. So the Zoom live, you seeing the slides. So everybody that's on the actual live, they can't actually see the slides. Okay. So let's make sense and go to square one of what I'm talking about. What I'm speaking on and try to make sense of is the openness or the green light of you being open in an uncontrolled psyche or uncontrolled ego. So with you even being a god or paying bills, you're strong enough to even exist. It's putting you into this green light area to get fed off on into this vampiric energy or this archon energy. I documented this or whatnot, trying to make eschatology data right now of this. So now you have NPCs, NLP, um, oxymorons, automatons, robots, clones, all this type of shit. You get what I'm saying? Um, all of this, anything that you can think of in your matrix, the only reason why I'm recording this data and jotting down this data, even for myself, or even an inspiration for this to keep me going, will have to be the energy and or the inspiration that I build up within myself. And I'm only talking in the eschatology form and reference form so that one person can get motivated. So no matter what you see in this comedy, in this action film, in this horror film, in this drama, you still will be able to tell your own story. That's what all of this is about. The ones that understand that it's about them and they do not want to miss those steps on moving forward and data. And in this position to understand that all of this shit is about you. All of this shit is about you. So I'm also going to another slide. Let me get this other notes. I'm also going to the other slide. Get the likes up for me. Because whatever your mythology is, whatever what I mean by your own mythology is your own life, your own shit that you can record on into your childhood all the way up until now. So the good, the bad, the ugly, all the unfortunate events. You want to be able to document your own shit so you can record your own shit and have your own light code so your ass do not be cloned or anything can override your program and you will just be living in this consistent cycle that majority of us is living in because a majority of us as a whole are suffering from conquering your psyche. So we all are emotionally driven. You get what I'm saying? We are emotionally driven, man. That is not for you to throw away. Use that emotionally driven and utilize everything as a life experience, as a data that's being recorded. So erase the emotionalism and allow yourself to have an experience. Now you see all the community or the spiritual community or the masses talking about the Puff Daddy situation. None of this is wrong. None of this shit is good. You should be able to align this shit as your data. Now, as what I've been given through all these years to prove that it's very important for you to grasp your psyche energy, contact me. The number 314-309-1331 had the same number for over 18 years on doing the work, consultations, and psyche workshop work so you can get a grasp on your psyche. Because this is all that they can attack, and this is all that will be happening. Whatever you see that is laid down in this matrix is what is going, you should be able to see everything they dropping down to your ass right now. Whatever it is, even if you don't like it or like it, you should be able to see what is going to happen in this matrix. Group programming. Everything that I'm finna say from here on out, you need to Google this shit. Group programming, grooming, groping, grouping is all one, is all out of one system. It's all laid out of one format. And it's all dealing with your psyche. This is why I urge, contact me, kingmysteryschool@gmail.com for your psyche workshops. Tell me what you signing up for, or your spiritual consultations or consultation. 314-309-1331 for the spiritual consultations. The number haven't changed for over 18 years. What you should be expecting is everything they laid out. You should be able to see what is the outcome and what are they doing this shit for. You had these surveys. It's proven that you are under surveillance. Anything that you can think of, apps or Gmail wise or banking system wise, you have to sign up for. So you are creating a profile, or a profile have to get created. So instead of these conspiracy theories always being told and somebody telling you what the hell is happening, I always give you reference work that if you did the work even a little bit, you should see that I'm giving you codes to where your ass can tap in and wake up. This is not a time to be playing, especially if you on anything spiritual and if you saying you tapped in and broke through these gateways and portals. When they show you something like a Sean Combs, a P. Diddy, a Puff Daddy, this is the lowest form, the lowest shit basket that they will sacrifice. The reason why they'll be the lowest of the low is because the spiritual aspect of the war is not obtained by the person that's supposedly bringing in all this energy or emotionalizing, iconizing. So that's why you got your emotes, icons, all of this. These energies, these individuals, it's a possibility that these individuals are the fall front. So this is why you will never have in this matrix or your matrix the actual work or the actual law being laid down of who's really doing this shit. The people who really violate. You always will have these lower individuals that will look like they were icons to us or to the urban or the so-called minority. So it would look like a big blow to us, these black leaders, because you motherfuckers making me. If this is happening, then you will have to say that that same energy is utilized to allow this illusion to exist. Everybody that's hitting me up, I'm on live right now, so you can go on the live channel and hit me up. Contact me, whatever you got to do. Hit me up on, go on to YouTube. Go on to YouTube. That's all you got to do. Go on to YouTube. All right. Look up DJ Mark Delvin. DJ Mark Delvin. DJ Mark Delvin. And we're going to go into that slide in a minute. Symbology, psyche, spiritual, quantum rituals is always at play. So, what you doing, whatever you want to do, and us as a whole, we are emotionally unbalanced. That's why the easiest shit or the easiest thing and the easiest individual for them to come after us with is the female aspect of us physically. Because all you have to do is match the energy or match the attitude or the frequency. Just like when you using a radio. If you allowing yourself, which majority of the people is allowing themselves to be tuned, let alone you never, and let alone nothing on this matrix is allowing you to be creative and be free, freely. So 9 out of 10, you are creating frequencies and creating ideas out of a construct that is set up to freaking fail. Metaphysically, eschatology wise, people are coming out of whatever they say that they know ain't shit, and they know it ain't shit, and they know everything about. But one thing they never did is a spiritual process that is taking place. You never reconstructed the psyche or the mind and then started your new route that you have all this confidence with. All this confidence that you are creating and doing. Whenever you doing shit, you don't know that your blood is creating a type of fucking heat wave, a type of wave, a type of frequency. You don't know that your aura colors, chakra colors are changing when you are feeling any type of fucking way. This is why they have these mood rings, all this type of shit that you are really controlling and over. You are unaware of this shit. And since you unaware of this shit, it's a possibility that the energy that you are unaware of, no matter what you think is doing, good or bad, who you think is seeing this shit, somebody able to eat and live off of and have longevity off of. This is reality. This is real. When you get to Boule, Illuminati, all this shit is preschool shit. These, even science is tools and evidence, or should be taken as evidence and tools to prove that it is a higher authority, understanding, intelligence, or a higher science. The science is so high, we have these replicas to where you can understand. So no matter who you are, no matter what color you are, no matter what you believe in, no matter what your sexuality is, you will come to this form of understanding, where it will have to be a form of balance, a form of individual morality to become whole or be having any foundation. So even with that being said, all that could be happening is a manipulation of yourself, a distraction to keep distracting you of yourself through color, symbology, all types of shit that you can think of. If you never reprogrammed yourself, erased yourself, you got to have enough dignity and be humble enough, strong enough to, I'm not shit, so I'm gonna hold just 1% of I'm not shit. Whoever I think, I'm Dene Beckley. Hold one of that shit. Put 1% of that right there. Now I'm gonna destroy myself over here. Bring myself back, but you should be able to have enough power to go to that 1% and start. If you want to start over, start from nothing. Have that 1% of the illusion or the BS, the bullshit realm, the matrix realm, whatever your understanding is. Shutting down whatever you thought, whatever you brought, whatever brought you to a form of understanding of a new mind state and a new step and a new forward process and a new forward thinking. Whatever you did before that is okay. I thought I knew everything, and even if I didn't know what I thought I knew, and with me saying what I thought, like I thought everything was right, I programmed my shit wrong. Whatever is right, whatever benefit me, that's not going against my forward process. Allow me to step into this. So reprogramming yourself is destroying it ain't no destroying everything you thought, because you are literally not processing and doing a thorough detox or a thorough cleanse and sitting with that detox and cleanse and that ego to allow it to be opposite of yourself. So, in dumbest, lamest terms, if everything that you thought was right, you saying that it was bullshit, you should be able to come back to it, but erase everything and start from zero, like every feminine physical woman, black or white, will want anybody to do, or expect anything or anybody to do, or even what any masculine physically are knowing that this is what they have to do. Starting from the zero and going into the next step. Nobody obviously never done that, especially as the masses, the elders are in this time and space that we living in today. Because when somebody tell you to look somewhere, you are most definitely looking. So resetting yourself before a great reset. If you know it's a great reset, then reset yourself. If you know that this matrix that was given to you is bullshit, then put that bullshit aside and start from zero and see where you come to. It's just as the same as your ego and dealing with your ego. Somebody will want you to erase your ego, but if you erase your ego, you will be dead. You will be completely dead. If you erase a trauma, what is that? These are centric views of our neuro linguistic programming that I'm trying to elaborate on. Every time I'm trying to give you some type of shit, I'm proving that the basis of your understanding that you're allowing you to be comfortable with and this matrix will always be the trending energies. It would never be somebody digging a hole and going deeper or riding that wave. You always have motherfuckers channeling all so special, doing all this shit. Copper are looking all so spiritual, all this extra shit. Let alone the names that these niggas give themselves. This is a uncontrolled and a numb body energy. A motherfucker that is being trained to be a social psychopath, and they telling you that they are the top agent for it. Nothing is bothering them. They are at it. They are the shit. They is nothing bothering them. They are numb to this shit. They are numb to this shit. So everything that you thinking that you are on, are you realizing what are you realizing that is making you numb to something to even have a whole full experience? To even have a whole life experience. So you going after school your whole life how you think it's supposed to be. That's why you switch up everything. Don't even make up your motherfucking bed. Don't even make up your motherfucking bed. Do shit different. Eat lunch for breakfast. Eat breakfast for lunch. Do some different shit. Whatever you got to do to switch up the humanity schedule so you can break out of this ritual. When I was little, you had many icons, many entities, and one of them was individual go by the name of Mr. T. Mr. T used to wear a mohawk and he used to wear all gold around his neck and everything. In that time and space, this motherfucker was equivalent to Muhammad Ali or Malcolm X. 25 to 30 years later, they will do the ritual and will do a reply ritual. So it's like somebody replying to your text message 25 to 30 years later. It is a counteractive ritual. So in these times when anything to make sense of what I'm saying, when some shit be going down, it will be bad. 10, 15, 25 years later, the shit will be a whole fucking style. So this is proof of a pre-programming that is being taken place. They'll say something is bad. You have 10 years. They'll bleed it in. 15, they'll bleed it in, show you some shit. 20 years is in, 25. It's in the DNA of the matrix. You motherfuckers so smart. I should be able to skate through trying to say some shit and y'all still be able to understand some shit. So even on a Mr. T level, they hated this motherfucking man. But when I was little, even white people loved this motherfucker, even black people. As a whole, in the mass of the pre-programming, that was a no-no, and this shit was pretty giving to you like 2 cents. You get what I'm saying? Like crumbs. It was given to you like crumbs to where even if it was a trend, it wasn't treated like nothing because you had surfer energy, rag energy, bro energy type shit. You get what I'm saying? All of this was the soft underbelly of the black force, the black shit, and the concurrent of the black exploitation films because the shit never stopped. Because it is a body of people that don't know their history. So why wouldn't we play with games? Why wouldn't we play with technology on what's hip, retail sales, trends, and take just less than 1% of this shit? 1% of our shit can go 30 years to 70 years. You should know this through anybody dealing with music or art. Make me bust down the line. I'm giving you something so if you understand, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So in this construct that is only laid down is to have you to feed off of an illusion that you don't know that you really control. The schedule is easy for you to identify in any ritual, any contract that is taking place, even if your ass is so dumb or so egotistical to even believe the shit. Do you get what I'm saying? If there's a date and a schedule and a timeline, then some ritual, some contract then happen, even if you don't know it or know this shit. This is why it's very important for you to take these psyche workshops. The number to contact me on, you can play on my line all you want. But if you can contact me and identify and tell me what you need assistance on, you're going to get assistance. I never had no bad shit. Never had no bad shit, no bad outcome. Never had returned fucking people. Only returned students will be basically assistants. 314-309-1331. Had that number for over 18 years. King Mystery School at gmail.com to sign up for any consultations, to sign up for any psyche workshops. Neuro linguistic programming is what you're a part of. Any neuro linguistic programming books, pick that shit up. Do the reference work. Any body that woke up or is dealing into this matrix or this reality, if you have to sign an application, if you paying bills, anything that you doing repetitively is also a part of a ritual. Anything that's a part of a schedule is also a part of a ritual. Anything that follow behind symbols, symbology, or even emotionalism is followed and governed by a ritual. This is why, even in business and even in entertainment, you have symbology wise of a form of disassociation where somebody is doing something where they are disassociating with whatever you thought that they were comfortable with, or their fans or their understanding was comfortable with. It'll be a whole ritual and a spell taking place right in front of you. And that first spell will be a disassociation spell. The disassociation spell also carries a whole image, a whole act, a whole reaction. So somebody acting all what gangster one way and they acting a whole different way. It will be a dissociation ritual that is taking place. So while motherfuckers putting in the chats and playing with this shit, thinking this shit is a fucking game, I don't even look at the chats. But I see a little bit of this shit. The first thing that will, what are we here for? That's what people, what are we even here for? What are we doing? What are we even talking about? How did we get here? That's how we got here, you stupid motherfucker. Not controlling your motherfucking mind and controlling your brain and thinking you got all this shit in order because you fucking going to work and doing shit, paying whatever the fuck you are doing, the average shit out of millions. They have to be lying to you. Got to be billions of people that is doing something to make them feel good. If this is a lie, then how do you have these populations and people that have, no matter what government body or entities come and give them technology far as tablets and phones, and these motherfuckers be on porn every fucking day? But none of this shit matters. Group programming, grouping, grooming, groups, groping is all one. When you see an individual disenfranchise they self, disassert they self, they could be white, start acting black, black, start talking British, acting whole characters. These are rituals that is being taken in place right in front of you of these motherfuckers is up under of my control program. These are possibilities. Whenever some image icon disassociate themselves, what is the purpose? You would think that this would be detrimental to their whole brand and their whole movement, a whole change. Why do every icon do a whole change? This is a ritual. This is a spell. It don't matter what they are in. Somebody doing something totally different than what is the norm, all the way down to Michael Jordan. All the way down to Michael Jordan. You had the 23, 3, 4, 5, and you had the 45, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Also, 1945 is when they mastered the neurolinguistic programming of programming individuals without them even knowing this shit. These are all possibilities. So even when you see Michael Jordan come back, they was given it's a possibility, them given even in a Taurus year, and even in the Taurus construct, them giving symbology with the bull, with the red attacking the sacral chakra of all, and dealing with numerology on them accommodating and conquering the clone aspect in 1945. So they will play in front of you. They'll give you shit in front of you, and your ass won't be able to comprehend what is happening. But something is also attacking you subliminally and subconsciously. You have a harmonic frequency. You also have morphogenic grid, and you also have morphogenic energy. You also have an aura. You also have dimensions that you are a part of. All these dimensions are governed, to me, that I believe on by your psyche first, alpha, delta, beta, theta, gamma waves, and then it bleeds into your chakra alignments. Then you get to this Kundalini process or aspect. Then you get to this third eye process or aspect. You will have to believe you are shit. I knew this was coming. I knew my tiger was coming out. All this known and unknown. I say you have to believe that you are governing and running this shit. You are getting surveyed. It's nothing else that is happening. You are getting surveyed. You are getting surveyed. Surveillance is being taken places in whatever you are doing, whether you believe something is happening or not. Something is watching you. Even in you pussy ass motherfuckers live. You cut all the lights off, somebody watching. You feel like someone watching, which is yourself. You got contracts that you chose to come down here that you probably even chose to break. These are outdated. This is not going to fit me in this time and space. The whole point is that you need to realize that you are running this shit and you need to see how you are running this shit and to not give your energy to anything other than yourself. All right?
Usually innocent enough.
Okay?
They all went on to.
I'm going to give you this real quick. A little slide, a little something. I'm going to tap in back in with you. Pay attention, y'all.
Timberlake, and also in the picture, it learns to read the language of symbolism. A great veil will fall from symbolism that relates. This is something that you find throughout entertainment and culture. I learned a lot about it from the website vigilantcitizen.com very early in my research. So you came across this site in around about 2008, and it's a really good resource for learning about symbolism that relates to trauma-based mind control. You learn to spot all the little cute signs and symbols, clues that they place.
Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention to this. Pay attention.
When it comes to comprehending symbolism, this quote from Manly P. Hall really sums it up. When the human race learns to read the language of symbolism, a great veil will fall from the eyes of men. So let's get into it. The Disney Corporation has a lot to answer for when it comes to this subject area. What we're looking at here is a picture from the Mickey Mouse Club. This was a grooming ground for future celebrities, singers. In this picture, we've got a young Britney Spears up at the front. Up at the back is a young Justin Timberlake. And also in the picture is a young Christina Aguilera. So all three of these were part of the Disney Mickey Mouse Club. They all went on to become famous, successful pop singers. And what's usually the case with the female ones, the pop princesses, Miley Cyrus also came out of Disney. She was Hannah Montana before her act became overtly sexualized. What happens is they build up a fan base among children. And when the pop singers first emerge, their music is usually innocent enough. But as the years progress, they gradually get more
Pay
edgy,
attention, y'all. I
more
need y'all to pay
sexualized.
attention to
They
this, all
start
right?
pushing agendas and themes, and that fan base that was there from day one gets swept along with them, and then they get absorbed to all these different agendas that they start pushing. So all of this is coming through Disney, and through them we have the Mickey Mouse ears. Here's Britney Spears modeling the look, and there's a meaning to this. There's a meaning to the character of Mickey Mouse. Many of these celebrities have been pictured sporting that look.
All right, keep in mind, he said it's a meaning to the character Mickey Mouse. And if you can think of the character Mickey Mouse with the black two dots over the head, you get what I'm saying? And even if I was to have those dots, if I was to bring those dots down from right here, the black dots, that's Mickey Mouse. If I also bring those dots down right here, they'll be shades, okay? And I want you to keep that in mind, all right? So if I was to be Mickey Mouse, all right, with the ears, you also have something called your inner nucleus, which is also controlled and governed by a melanin process and a melanin principle. So if we talk in symbology as well and occultism and end time eschatology, If we can go with the black ears, and if we used to bring those black ears in front of those eyes, those would be shades. So while I'm saying this, I want you to keep in mind of a Clyde Davis or a Sean Combs, a Puff Daddy or a P. Diddy, okay? So you have the Mickey Mouse, and if you was to put those ears over the eyes and wear them as shades, you have Sammy Davis also wear those shades, Miles Davis, Clyde Davis, and you also have Sean Combs with the shades. Also, you have Andre Harrell wearing those shades, and you also have a character that's all out of the Cosby construct that also wore the shades, the black shades. So keep in mind of that.
And when it comes to the italic font, which is used within Disney, particularly for the name Mickey, when you do a mirror image reversal of it, you get the true nature of what's going on here. So the Mickey Mouse ears are said to symbolize a movie-like existence that these subjects of mind control programming experience. So in the early days of Hollywood films, you would get two spools of film loaded onto either side of a projector, and then the projector would play out the images of the movie. What happens in trauma-based mind control is that the subject, usually from early childhood, often by virtue of the family that they're unfortunate enough to have been born into, gets subjected to horrific trauma. And it causes the mind to dissociate from reality as the only way it knows of to escape what's happening to it. It creates different sections of the mind, what are known as alters, and each of these alters can be.
So you should understand how important and the psyche is and how powerful the mind is, because you shouldn't have altars in your home if you don't understand that those altars in your home is governed by altered states of your mind. So this is how the mass, since the mass is controlled by ignorance, then the mass is literally controlled by ignorance, the same science. So not able to understand your psyche and understand that those are governed by alternate states, which is your shit algorithm. Alternate states is also your algorithm. This is how one or something or groups or entity thing can override your program or your mental, or let alone your subconscious, to do anything that they want your ass to do. What you call as icons and stars is preschool kids getting played with that's in front of you so you can understand something so simple. This is why everybody is all into everybody business instead of minding their own business. I'm going ahead of myself.
Programmed by somebody who knows what they're doing, a handler with a different personality. And each of the personalities can then be programmed by somebody who knows what they're doing, a handler with a different personality. And
so this is how that somebody that's not on their shit and controlling their psyche can get controlled. And you will be controlled by a group of people, possibly, let alone a handler. So if anybody reaching these heights and you done did everything in your life to do some shit, the worst shit or the good shit, and shit still ain't working for you, this is probably why. So you see these individuals having handlers behind them, somebody that's controlling their psyche. This is why you have spiritual gurus and spiritual whatever the hell, assistants, whatever the hell. People not controlling their psyche. 12222 441. So if you go on Mark Delvin shit, you can do this shit yourself.
Is the mind to dissociate from reality as the only way it knows of to escape what's happening to it. It creates different sections of the mind.
So what you not doing or knowing or being on your shit, what you saying that you on your shit on, you not understanding that the shit is already going to create dimensions for you to be not shit at, comfortable at, dying at, not being shit at. You not understanding that you running this shit is going to always create plateaus for you to be comfortable in. This is what this third dimension is governed by. So it's not meant for you to break, even your mother. This shit is not meant for you to break. It's not meant for you to say, you got it. You know, it's not meant for you to do this shit. That don't mean that you can't control and understand what the fuck is happening. Listen to this shit right here. Without you being control of your psyche. That's why you want to contact me 314-309-1331. The number is going to change in 2 weeks. Had that number for 18 years. The service number is going to change 314-309-1331 for the people that want to get assistance on consultations and psyche workshop consultations and sign up for the psyche workshop. It's $50 an hour for consultations. Holla at me. I will work with a price since y'all can buy whatever the fuck you want. Be on streaming for hours, not talking about shit, but can't pay a nigga $50. Should be ashamed of yourself. Without you govern your psyche, and even if you own your shit, you should be able to come into a time where somebody is giving you your flowers, or you getting your trophy, or something, or even yourself is patting you on your back, because this matrix is not going to give you that. There's nothing you can do. It's nothing that's going to tell you that you are on your shit. It's nothing that's going to tell you. It's nothing that's going to assist you and even help your ass when you really conquer this shit if nobody told you. Let's proceed with the programming.
Are known as alters, and each of these alters can be programmed by somebody who enough to have been born into, gets subjected to horrific trauma, and it causes the mind to dissociate from reality as the only way it knows of to escape what's happening to it. It creates different sections of the mind, what are known as alters, and each of these alters can be programmed by somebody who knows what they're doing, a handler, with a different personality. And each of the personalities can then be brought forward at will by use of a trigger word or phrase, and then tucked away again into the confines of the mind when the front altar is needed to be brought forth. There's a video which used to be all over the internet of Britney Spears in an interview with Diane Sawyer, and midway through the interview, you actually see her dissociate, and she takes on a different persona. This video used to be all over the internet. You used to be able to get it everywhere. It's been all but scrubbed now. Very difficult to get hold of. I've got a copy downloaded. But if you can find it, you see Britney actually going into one of these altered states. And it's a great example of what happens with these people. We get clues, we get visual indicators of the presence of mind control. When you see artists portrayed as dolls, particularly Barbie dolls, it's letting you know that they've been programmed. This is Nicki Minaj from many years ago with pink hair, made up to look like a Barbie doll. Her nickname used to be Barbie. Her female fans used to be known as Barbs. Nicki Minaj also used to talk of having an alter ego named Roman Zolansky. She said it was a homosexual male that lived within her. It's obviously wordplay around Roman Polanski, the Polish paedophile filmmaker, director of Rosemary's Baby. And at the 2012 Grammys, which was the event where Whitney Houston turned up dead in a bathtub, there's a lot of it around, it seems.
So listen, her alter ego is a Poland pedophile. This is all that this matrix will give you, is everything that you think you know, that in your psyche you really do know. This is why it's good for you to speak or to interact with people that fuck with you and understand what you're on, so you can keep living into your own light. Even if you having sex with somebody, you taking dick from somebody, you getting pussy, it should be given to you, and you should understand it is a other opposite, or you should understand that you are privileged to this shit is because you are understanding and into yourself to even have these forms of experiences. Control of your psyche, control of your traumas, control of your ego. This is all that could be happening into this matrix. So with everybody that say that they understand and know everything, then you should know everything that is supposed to fucking happen. And you shouldn't be talking and wasting your energy and feeding something other than yourself and your legacy. It's no, salute, salute, salute. It's no way that anybody can understand anything without governing their psyche. It's also in your Bible, govern thyself accordingly. This shit is getting serious, and it always been serious. That's what people don't like to understand. We as a whole is emotionally uncontrolled. We as a whole is emotionally unstable. We as a whole is emotionally unbalanced. So even if you heard me talk about this type of shit in a lecture, you can have a whole family be conscious and humble enough and intelligent enough to understand what I'm about to lay out, to where you're not being racially provoked. You have two parents that are white, a father and a mother, and they have 3 or 4 children. The father and the mother are community providers. They take care of their children. The mother is a teacher. She take care of her children. The father is a chief. He take care of his children. He take care of his family. He don't neglect shit. When you dissect this shit and see, and you can switch the colors around if you want. And when you see that the chief is a chief of police and don't treat the minority as he treat other people, then the presentation should change. You see the white mother that's a teacher. She do everything for her kid. But in reality, she treat the students that's black or of a minority different. Is these two or are these two individuals what you hold them up as in society? This is the same of equivalent to you see a person beating an elderly man ass. Y'all doing the wrong thing. Why are you beating this old man up? Y'all doing the wrong thing. You come to find out that this old man been grooming children and molesting children. He's a pedophile. And he's been doing this for 30 years. The mind state would change. What we don't know as a collective as this is normal. This is Gnosticism. Everybody comfortable in esoteric or the esoteric text. This is where they can play with you at is on these polarities that you haven't mastered to become whole and balanced with. So each polarity can be manipulated. That is the will. That is free for anybody to fucking do. You got niggas arguing on shit for hours and not coming up with shit. So niggas can bear and support your boy, but they won't because this is the matrix. Let alone this knowledge and truth is not for the masses. I'm going to go ahead and proceed with the information on giving you the possibilities of programming, even on a mass scale. So I'm giving you something from the opposite side of the world and somebody that is out of a different doctrination institution that I don't even fucking know. But you should be able to be the garbage disposal and get all the information.
Nicki Minaj was on stage with a dude dressed up as the Pope, go figure, and she performed a public exorcism of this character, Roman Zelensky. So when you get these artists who have these multiple personalities, it seems to be just one step away from entity attachment or demonic possession. That seems to be what's going on with many of them. So Nicki Minaj, Mariah Carey, and Britney Spears have all, in interviews, started speaking with a British society girl accent, a very sort of posh British girl accent. And this would appear to be one of the alters that each of them has been given as part of their programming. So they all tick the boxes for having undergone this style of programming. Here's Nicki Minaj in a video to her song Out of My Head. It's not as if they don't give you the odd clue. And she's in some sort of mental asylum in a straitjacket. Here's Mariah Carey clutching for no apparent reason on this album a butterfly, a monarch butterfly. What this is pertaining to is monarch programming. It's a derivative of MK which is a very far-reaching mind control program coming out of those nice folk at the CIA. It was developed in the 1950s. We're told that it was wound up in the 1970s. Yeah, right. All that really happened is that it went underground and off the books. But a division of MK is monarch programming. And many of these celebrities, particularly the female artists, will have undergone monarch programming. This is what causes the dissociation from reality. The reason.
Now, trip off of what he said. You also can find Brother Panic, Dark Psychology, and also with him decoding the hip hop lectures. These are two different lectures. Now, with them being able to have any quotations, divide and conquer, then it would be another polarity, which is to divide and conquer, separate the feminine from the masculine from the feminine. So, with our women being in these positions where they don't need the black man, and the black man is the only species on the earth to where it's disrespected at the same time and have to stand up and run his home, run his empire, run his mind state and his image. This is why it's so easy for the black woman to be mind controlled and to destroy us, because they know us to a science to where the woman carries the DNA and carries life codes and information to other generations, no matter what case, no matter what is happening. Whether she had a good or bad life, the information, the rituals, the spells that's allowed in that time and space will be carried to the DNA or to the legacy. All right.
They chose this distinctly coloured monarch butterfly to symbolise it is because apparently this species can pass on memories from one generation to another. And apparently a female who's undergone trauma-based programming can pass on those traumatic memories to their offspring. So it continues through the generations. So you'll see many celebrities pictured with monarch butterflies, and it's letting you know that they're one that's been programmed. In 2001, we got the story of Mariah Carey having suffered a complete mental breakdown. She started babbling incoherently on stage, had to be led off by a handler, and then she disappeared from public to another.
So did y'all just hear that information? So the trauma can be passed on down to the next generation. This is why it is important, and some programming or ritual and spell had to take place for a divide and conquer, for the woman to be separated from us and for her to project us as shit, even in her subconscious, even into the longevity of the pre-programming, to erase us and for us not to exist.
Will have undergone monarch programming. This is what causes the dissociation from reality.
This is what
The
causes.
reason they chose this distinctly coloured monarch butterfly to symbolise it is because apparently this species can pass on memories from one generation to another. And apparently a female who's undergone trauma-based programming can pass on those traumatic memories to their offspring. So it continues through the generations. So you'll see many celebrities pictured with monarch butterflies, and it's letting you know that they're one that's been programmed. In 2001, we got the story of Mariah Carey having suffered a complete mental breakdown. She started babbling incoherently on stage, had to be led off by a handler, and then she disappeared from public view for many months. Then she came back with a new look, a new image, a new album, and she's all ready to go again. What's happened there is the programming is starting to break down. That's what we saw in that Britney Spears interview. And you might remember the occasion in 2007 where Britney Spears went into that hair salon, shaved off all her hair, and started talking about wanting to get these things out of her head and saying they're not going to mess with my mind anymore. And then she started attacking cars with umbrellas, and the media was saying, oh, she's gone a bit crazy, these celebrities, they just go a bit mad from all the fame. No, it's the programming breaking down. And you often hear of artists having...
So this is what you are experiencing with your mainstream. So your Puff Daddies, your Nicki Minaj's, your Lil Wayne's. On a higher level, they are pushing frequencies back on them. So it's their own frequencies, their own thoughts, their own image. What you see and what you don't see, pushing back on these icons. So you not realizing that these motherfuckers are in a clone state. All you can see is something that you against or something that can create a conspiracy theory. What you're not picking up on is the spiritual process, whether it's good or bad, as to what's actually happening is that these waves, it's a possibility that they are getting waves pushed back on them. So these motherfuckers are reciting shit and seeming as if they're the same person. You might could say they are having a malfunction or tripping or a clone, whatever the case may be. What you don't pick up on is the epigenetic process that's happening for you and your longevity DNA and your longevity matrix, your longevity algorithm. This is why you can be doing something and something pop up on your shit out of nowhere. You could think of something and it pop up out of nowhere. You are the algorithm.
go into rehab. And we think it's for drink or drug. And she started attacking cars with umbrellas. And the media was saying, oh, she's gone a bit crazy. These celebrities, they just go a bit mad from all the fame. No, it's the programming breaking down. And you often hear of artists having to go into rehab. And we think it's for drink or drug addiction. But actually, rehab is a euphemism for mind control programming. When you hear that someone's gone into rehab, they've gone back in the lab to get their programming topped up. So this is what Amy Winehouse was singing about when she said, they're trying to make me go to rehab, and I say, no, no, no. And not too long after that, she turned up dead in suspicious circumstances in London in 2011 at the age of 27, part of the 27 Club. This is the large number of musicians who have turned up dead at the age of 27 in some strange circumstance or other. So among that number, you've got Robert Johnson, the blues musician, Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, though I don't necessarily buy that he died when we're told he did, in 1971, in a bathtub, incidentally. Supposed to be, turned up dead in a bathtub in his Paris apartment. Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, and many others have turned up dead at the age of 27. Kanye West has had many incidents where he's broken down, seemingly gone a bit crazy. And what's happening there is Kanye's programming is breaking down. Don't know how many times that dude's been back into the lab, but he keeps going back and forth, it seems. This is Syd Barrett, the original frontman of the British group Pink Floyd. The official story with him is that he had to be kicked out of the band in 1967, very early days when they just started having hit singles, because he'd fried his brains with too much LSD. That's what we're told. What I think really happened was that Syd was being used as a mind control experimental subject by his father. So his father worked for Cambridge University. He was engaged in mind control research and studies of dreams and hypnosis, similar to Dr. Richard Asher. And often you find it's the offspring of these people who are used as the test subjects. And it doesn't always go too well. So with Syd Barrett, he was kicked out of the group. And this is an album of some of his songs, which appeared later in his life. And in it, we've got some very clear mind control symbology. So you've got the teddy bears. The teddy bears hint at the loss of innocence, of childhood, which occurs to many of these unfortunate people when they start undergoing programming. And then you've got him looking at a reflection of himself in a creepy-ass mask in a mirror. When you see mirrors, particularly shattered ones,
Get those lights up.
Symbolizing the shattered minds of the victims, the subjects. And the mirrors are these dissociative sort of identities and these dream worlds that they go into as a result of the programming. Another division of MKUltra, besides monarch programming, which often goes hand in hand with it, is what's referred to as beta sex kitten programming. The original archetype for this was Marilyn Monroe, when she transformed from Norma Jean Baker into the invented persona of Marilyn Monroe. And it came complete with a look, the dyed blonde hair, the peroxide blonde hair. She was a presidential model who was gifted as effectively a sex slave to both Kennedy brothers. And she was the original prototype for the beta sex kitten model. The reason it's called that is because these individuals are said to be embracing their animalistic, primal sexual instincts. And that's symbolized through the animal print that you often see them wearing. So leopard print, lion print, whatever it may be, just symbolizing those carnal, primal desires. And it seems every major pop princess has at some point or other gone through a Marilyn Monroe stage. Madonna certainly did. Madonna spoke of being the reincarnation of Marilyn Monroe, even though Madonna was born in 1958 and Marilyn didn't die till 1962. But nevertheless, she portrayed Marilyn Monroe in the video to her song Material Girl. And this segues us nicely into some of the Aussie artists that I wanted to speak about. So Kylie Minogue has rocked the Marilyn Monroe look. As Vigilant Citizen says here, they all must do it. Kylie and the original Marilyn, doing it is an obligation. So Kylie has rocked the animal print look, the beta sex kitten look, in images such as this, fair few of them. When you know what you're looking for, you know what's being symbolized here. Kylie, unfortunately, ticks all the boxes for having been a mind control subject. You can't really be that famous in the industry without having undergone this sort of thing. And this is her sister Dene, so it seems to run in the family. It's the same designs and it's the same ideas. So the MKUltra mind control experiments took place off the books at McGill University in Montreal, Canada, under the directorship of Dr. Ewan Cameron, absolute vicious psychopath. He used to use methods such as sensory deprivation, putting his subjects into tanks or rooms where they'd be cut off from human contact for sometimes days at a time. Also, the administering of mind-altering drugs, specifically LSD, the use of electroshock treatment, and other methods. The people that were experimented on in those early MKUltra days were often prisoners, mental institution inmates, the sons and daughters of military personnel, and others from certain families. There was another MKUltra doctor, actually, who was quite infamous, and his name was Dr. Anthony Kidman, the father of Nicole Kidman. And he turned up dead in Singapore some years ago in rather suspicious circumstances. It seems he may have outlived his usefulness. But anyway, back to Kylie, there are 3 of her song titles which have piqued my interest when you consider these mind control techniques. So she had a song called Spinning Around, and many survivors of this type of abuse have spoken of being spun around very fast as being part of the programming to cause them to become disorientated. So very interesting that Kylie puts out a song called Spinning Around. One of her biggest hits was Can't Get You Out of My Head, and that makes me think of Britney Spears when she shaved her head and she made comments about, I'm trying to get these things out of my head, I don't want them to control me anymore. So obviously the cover story for this song is Can't Get You Out of My Head, as in her lover, she's thinking about him all the time. But could it be a double meaning? There are some drawings made by Michael Jackson, which Vigilant Citizen featured on his site one time. And Michael's drawn multiple versions of the same character, hinting at multiple personality disorder or dissociative identity disorder. And also some of them have these sort of electrode type things coming out of their brains. So again, it's the idea of getting these things out of your head. So that's that song title. And then Kylie had a song called Shocked, bearing in mind that electroshock treatment is a common part of MKUltra experimentation. And bringing it all the way up to date, just recently this song came out, and here she is rocking a very familiar look, the covering of one eye. So there are various signs and symbols that pretty much every famous person in the industry, and not just pop singers, you see Hollywood actors doing it, you see politicians, you see religious leaders. They do the Baphomet horned hand sign, they do the Freemasonic hidden hand sign, they do the 666 sign, they make pyramids, triangles of manifestation, and very commonly they cover one eye. It's evoking ideas of the all-seeing eye, the third eye, and it's just a calling card of the so-called Illuminati control system. It's a method of signaling, and it's letting you know that this is one of theirs. This one's owned. And so we segue again into another Aussie artist story. There was a time where Kylie...
So, what would be the reason of this process to be taking place is to, let alone give the code out worldwide of what is being taken place, what's the propaganda, and what stock is theirs. So these would be the reasons if people would be like, well, why would they do these type of things? these will be the reasons. There's going to be a part two of this, and I won't give too much of like somebody lectures. I give all of this. The point of me giving you this information is to have the understanding of being controlled psyche and psyche wise. So with me talking about a handler, I'm giving you the information and the possibilities and gave you a book reference of the possibilities. And as well with me utilizing Clive Davis on being an industry handler, let alone a handler of Sean Combs. All of these are the possibilities. At the same time, I gave you the information. Contact me, consultations, and psyche workshops. I'm King Dene, master of frequency, energy, and vibration, a student and a teacher of eschatology, end time eschatology, phenomenology, occultism, and metaphysics. I want to thank everybody showing love and keep showing love. And also understand the content right now. This is leading up to the information that I'm giving on to not just one individual, but a majority, let alone a collective, a group, being able to get remote view at the same time. How important is this to control your psyche so you're not getting controlled? All love to everybody that's showing love. King Dene. Hope you took your notes on everything. And I'll be back with you, man. I know I said, so when I say I'll be back like in hours and shit like that, I record the shit. Obviously, you know the shit get blocked, but I keep going and keep giving you information. You hear me? So this is part one of the NPC versus the human, dealing with NLP programming, disassociation stuff, and allowing you to be able to pick up off of the symbology so you can timestamp and do your own work and be aware of what is happening and of what is taking place in this matrix. That's the reason why I give you this information like this, because you got a lot of people have a way, a look, initiation about these things. So everybody have profiles. You got to sign into a lot of shit. You have applications. People play games. You have surveillance. And you also have surveys. All of these things consist of, to me, as a cattle program for everybody to walk through so they can know how to handle you off of your emotions, off of what you're doing. This is why everyday life in this matrix consists of surveying and profiling and a counterintelligence. This is also consists or also add that to what I believe in until you are or what I believe in, that you are the algorithm and that you are upholding this illusion or whatever that you hate or luck. You are in control of this. And you want to have control of this. Govern this. And step on shit and move forward with this form of understanding. This is also why you have laws that was taking place over 20 years ago. One of them laws is the gang abatement law. So kingmysteryschool@gmail.com, 314-309-1331. Contact me for consultation and to sign up for your psychic workshops. Text your name and information that you want assistance with and what you contact them for, so we can move forward on assisting you. Okay? Out of all this information, you should be able to understand how important it is to understand your psyche, how important it is to be your own whatever first before it be outside of yourself. All the way down to soulmates, all the way down to twin flames.
Said to be in a romantic relationship.
I'm King Dene, and I'm up out of here. Thank everybody for contacting and reaching out. Peace and love. Part 2 is coming up. Thank you. This what you need to do.